Okie dokie, doing some word problems. Now these are going to stretch you and challenge you and make you think. So it's okay if you're struggling. It's okay if you're not sure. Try what you can. Ask for help. Ask your neighbor. Ask me. Totally fine. Just know that it's meant to stretch you. It's meant to challenge you. Also meant to read carefully. A rectangular prism has a length of 12 feet and a height of 6 feet. Its length is twice its width. Ooh, typo, sorry. Find the volume of the rectangular prism. Well, I know if I have a rectangular prism, I better draw it, because that will help me visualize what's happening. So we know it has a length of 12, height of 6. It says its length is twice its width. Its length is 2 times as big as its width. So which is bigger, the length or the width? The length is bigger because the length is 2 times as big. So what could this width be if this number times 2 equals the length? This will also be 6 because 12 is twice as much as 6. Okay, now we can find the volume just like normal. 6 times 12 times 6. 6 times 12 is 72. We'll do 72 times 6, 432. Notice how I did part of it that I knew in my head, and then I did pull out a calculator for the other part, which is fine. I could have done it by hand, but I'm not interested in practicing multiplication. Unless you'd like to. That's a good idea as well, to practice some multiplication. Again, that's how many cubes would fit in. That's how much water would fit in, sand, whatever I'm putting in this rectangular prism box or whatever. Bigger volume, more stuff fits in. Do another one. This container is half filled with water. What is the volume of the water? So this is going to be some green water. Fish tank that needs to be cleaned. Okay, half filled. So how could I solve that? Well, I could find the total volume and then just divide it in half. 6 times 3 times 4 gives me the whole volume. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. So this is the total volume, but I only want half filled, so I can take 72 divided by 2, which gives me 36 centimeters cubed. This 1 cubic centimeter can also be called a milliliter. So I could say it's 36 milliliters full. The other option is to take 4 and divide it by 2, and 6 times 3 times 2, since I know it only is going to go up halfway. Sometimes they might tell you it's 1/3 full, and then I would take the total and divide it by 3. If it was 1/5 full, I could take the total and divide it by 5. So if it's only partway full, I just need to think about how do I find that part of the total. Do one more, and then you can always ask if you are stuck on any of the other ones, because there's different types of scenarios. So again, you're going to have to challenge your thinking. Water flows into this tank at 8 liters per minute. How long will it take to fill the tank? Well, first we should figure out how much water will be in it if it's full, right? 60, 50, and 20. So we can do 60 times 50 times 20. Do it by hand or pull out your calculator. 60 times 50 times 20. 60,000. Now, this is 60,000 cubic centimeters, which is the same thing as 60,000 milliliters. Notice it tells me that it flows in at 8 liters per minute. So we want to know what this is in liters, because we want it to be the same unit. 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So I know 60,000 milliliters is 60 liters. So now I have to figure out if 8 flows in every minute, how many minutes will it take? Well, so far I have 5 and I'm up to 40 liters. 48, 56. That would be 64. So I'm at 7 so far and I only need 4 more because I'm at 56. Oops, sorry. 56. I only need 4 and 4 is half of 8, so I need another half of a minute. So it'd be 7.5 minutes. Or I could take my calculator and I could do 60 liters, splitting it into groups of 8. So I'm dividing by 8 because I want to know how many minutes, and each minute is like a group of 8. And I get 7.5, which is the same thing as 7.5. So I could write it either way. If that's confusing, if the other word problems are confusing, I'm more than happy to help walk you through them. So give them your best shot, really challenge your thinking. You can do it.